Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Match Grade Podcast. This is Butch's better looking twin brother, Mike. And today we're going to talk about the do's and don'ts of gun ownership. All right, everybody. So we got a whole bunch of stuff to do and don't as far as gun ownership and stuff. I see a lot of these different things, and there's a lot of stuff that we actually recommend people do. First thing, don't buy accessories for your gun after seeing the newest, coolest video.
The 45 long slide with laser sighting.
These are brand new. We just got them in. You just touch the trigger, the beam comes on, and you put the red dot where you want the bullet to go. You can't miss.
You don't need to go to YouTube University and find stuff that's not going to work. We all have moments like this. I went to the NRA show recently. I bought a bunch of crap I don't need. I bought aim point glasses because they look cool and I can video record myself missing the freaking target. So there's a whole bunch of things that you can go out and get. Everybody loves comps. Everybody loves lights. Everybody likes lasers. Everybody likes grips, magazine frames, magazine funnels, all this different stuff. If it doesn't help you, it is a waste of money. The other thing, you got to check your legalities. Some states allow you to have some stuff. Other states don't. Another big thing, can you still carry it concealed? You put all that crap on there, and all of a sudden it looks like you're wearing a pizza box underneath your shirt. It is 100% not concealed anymore. Is it going to weigh like a brick? Okay, now your pants fall down. That's going to be awesome. At least your gun looks cool when you have no pants on. Is it going to fly off the first time you use it? I cannot tell you how many times we do shotgun classes. Butch can attest to this. People put on all this stuff on their shotguns. The shotgun will go off and the light will fall off. And then the next shot, their sight will fall off. So make sure that all this stuff's actually going to work and stay on the gun. All right, now I'm going to give you guys a do. Train. Train. Shooting and this stuff is a diminishing skill. It's your constitutional right to start carrying and everything else like that the minute you get your pistol permit. Doesn't really do you any good or your family any good if you can't hit the freaking wall with your first shot or your second shot or your third shot or your 15th shot if you live in a real state besides New York. It's going to be the best money you're going to spend is actually on training. You can buy guns and, buy a $4,500 gun and you're going to shoot like crap. Definitely spend the money on training. So when you start to budget things, think about the price of the gun, the price of ammo you need, and then you need to build in some training money for that too. You don't have to spend a lot of money on ammo. Good training could be 50 rounds, could be 100 rounds. The thing I really recommend for everybody with training, when you go to the range, accomplish something. Anybody can go to the range and shoot 50 rounds. But what did you actually accomplish?
We hit nothing.
Be a student of weaponscraft. Check your variety of gun platforms. You're going to see a bunch of different guns in these classes, right? You want to actually kind of be a student of the game and kind of understand how all these different platforms work. And then a variety of trainers and locations. We are a training company. I personally still think this company does it the best. We have great instructors and stuff. But a variety of trainers and locations will actually have a whole bunch of different stuff. I take classes from different instructors that we bring into the company and stuff like that. You might learn something and you might say, okay, that works a little bit better than I had last time. And there's nothing wrong with that. Another don't. You see it on TV all the time. You see it on movies all the time. John Wick is great at this. Don't try to catch the bullet when you eject a live round. It looks really awesome on movies and TV, like I said. There's no real world reason to do it. Let the bullet fall on the ground. It doesn't matter. It's a safety issue. If you start missing it, just because you ejected that round out of there doesn't mean that the weapon is going to be clear. You might actually end up putting another round up in the chamber. Now as you're trying to catch it, I'm going to aim my gun at my face. Probably not the safest thing to do. Another do that we recommend. Bring your self-defense firearm to class. You don't need to bring your race gun. I know Mr. Ed, he's got a whole bunch of really cool race guns and stuff like that, but it's not what he's going to carry out in real life. Train like you're going to fight. The really only competition you have at a class is yourself.
I have a competition in me.
All right, the next one. Don't brag you're carrying. Nobody cares, honestly. You also might scare other people. It's a personal choice. It's really nobody else's business. I'll be the first to admit, some of my family members aren't really gun people. I take my gun pretty much everywhere I go. You don't need to make yourself a target. That's another big thing. Coming from the law enforcement and military background that I have, the first people I'm going to target if I need to defend myself or somebody else is the person with the gun. I am not a fan of open carry states for that exact purpose. I think like a criminal, the first person I'm going to take out is the person that can stop me. Don't pull your gun out to show off your buddies. That should go without saying. I don't really know why I even have to go into it, but you're not going to pull it out at the restaurant that you're sitting at and show your buddies all your awesome new Glock. And it's really called carry concealed for a purpose. You're concealed. Nobody should know that you have it there. Another big do. Be a good ambassador for gun rights and the Second Amendment. Whether you like it or not, owning a gun is going to lump you into the gun crowd, the scary people that have guns, all this different kind of stuff. Don't argue with the uneducated. Educate them. Educate them why the Second Amendment is there. Educate them why it is your gun right. I have a lot of firearms. I can tell you that I have some firearms that are loaded all the time. Never once have I gotten home from work and the gun is standing on the front porch shooting people. Okay? But the uneducated will kind of tell you that the gun hurts people. It's the bad people. Unfortunately, you'll be judged by people that don't know any better. So I'm going to use Elijah Dickinson as an example in Illinois. He stopped an active shooter from 40 yards away with a pistol. And I'm going to tell you guys from experience, that is a heck of a shot. The problem is the one side, their first argument was he was in a gun-free zone. He shouldn't have had the gun there. My argument to that is neither probably should have the active shooter. But criminals don't follow laws. Another don't. I see this, unfortunately, quite a bit. Don't be that guy in class. If you guys don't know what that guy means, you think you know more than the instructor, and you very well might. But you did pay money to be trained and educated, not to show off how much or how little you know. The biggest thing with that is there might be people that are a lot less educated than you in the class, and they paid the same amount of money. Be humble. Absorb everything like a sponge. Best time your brain will retain 80% of the knowledge. The more you brag, the more it's going to decrease. Don't take away from somebody else's learning experience.
Never take a learning opportunity away from another student. No matter how smart you need everyone to think you are.
Like I said, they pay the same amount of money as you. They want to be there to learn, not look like the smartest person in the room. Demonstrate your knowledge and prowess with your shooting, not with your mouth.
You put any of the next 3 in the 10 ring.
You're a very good teacher.
Another big do. Practice trigger discipline in your everyday life. Trigger discipline will 100% follow you around the rest of your life. With a drill, I have a straight trigger finger. With Windex, I have a straight trigger finger. I don't want to squirt shit in my eyes. It's going to burn. So when I get to the window, my finger goes on the trigger, and then I put the Windex on. Garden hoses. It all is going to follow you around the rest of your life. And your friends are going to look at you and be like, why is your finger off the trigger on your drill? Well, because I'm not drilling a hole yet. That's why. Don't let your gun become a paperweight in your safe. I do have safe princesses. 100%. I'll be the first to admit it. You invested time and money into getting a gun. Shoot it. Use it. Train with it. If you have safe princesses, they don't necessarily have to go to the range with you. You'll have some pretty good investments in there. The gun is 100% useless if you don't remember how to use it. I said in the beginning of this is a diminishing skill. You need to train. If you want to go take your $4,500 Canic or whatever you decide to buy and just go shoot a whole bunch of stuff, fine. That's not really going to be your training. That's just going to be a fun day at the range. Have a dedicated training day, a time, a partner. know that you're going to go. Anybody that uses the gym and stuff, you got a training partner, you guys go out all the time in the middle of the day and however you want to do it. Do the same thing with your gun training. It's very important. It can save your life. It can save your loved ones' lives. Check the legalities when traveling. Our podcast has a pretty good episode of traveling with your firearms, camping, traveling, competitions. Check where you are, where you're going, where you're traveling through, whole bunch of different stuff. There is a federal law that allows you to travel from state to state to state with your gun. Not a problem. The thing that I have found, and it's unfortunate, is some state agencies don't want to believe in federal law. I had a friend of mine, he was a law enforcement officer, came up from Virginia, drove through New York State, went to go watch the crappy Boston Red Sox play because he's a Red Sox fan, go Yankees. And he actually spent the night in jail because the state trooper told him, we don't believe in federal law. That sounds like an awesome affirmative defense. Tell the judge in the morning. So you got to be really careful. We do some very great multi-state classes here that you guys are 100% should think about doing. You're more than welcome to take them. We do the Utah, Florida, and then I went down and got a Pennsylvania permit. Took me longer to drive there than it took me to get the Pennsylvania permit. It's very recommended. Think of unexpected situations. Where are you going to break down at? Emergency stops, any bathroom breaks, encounters with law enforcement. Every agency is going to be a little bit different. Every state's going to be different, whether you have to tell law enforcement you have a firearm on you in your vehicle or not. New York, you don't have to. New Jersey, that better be the first thing out of your mouth is I am carrying a gun and I'm legally allowed to carry a gun here. Breakdowns are going to happen in the worst spot you can possibly think of. So start to plan your travel plans. Airlines, same thing. Not notorious for being on time. Right now, not notorious for keeping the doors on. You don't know where they're going to land. If they have to deplane you and take your luggage off there, you need to know the place that you're at, whether or not you can even touch that bag. So do your research. If you need help, call us. We're always here for you guys. All right, guys, thanks for checking out the do's and don'ts of gun ownership. Be a good ambassador, and thanks for checking out Match Grade Podcast. We'll see you next time.